So now, since we know what affirmatively furthering fair housing is, and we know why it's important, now let's talk about what we can do as a community, what you can do to affirmatively furthering fair housing. So there are a couple documents, and we're going to display them below. So there is the assessment of fair housing, so that's going to be below here. There's also another document called the Consolidated Plan. These documents are available on cities' websites or on the state's websites, and they're supposed to be published and placed in conspicuous, I did say conspicuous places, such as libraries, so that the general public can actually go and take a look at these documents. So I'm going to encourage everyone, in terms of, before we start the process of organizing, because that's what we're going to talk about in a moment, before we start that process, that we clearly have the documents that really allow us to organize around those things and advocate for those things that are going to improve the quality of life in our community. So I want you to think about this. Everything counts in large amounts. So that means if there are any issues, and we talked about this quality of life issue in terms of job access, employment opportunities, education opportunities for our children, healthcare services for our communities, police, emergency medical services, roads, infrastructure. We all know that that's now a part of the assessment of fair housing and consolidated planning process. But what we can do to make sure that those things or those features and then proper investments are happening in our communities, the only way that that's going to happen, ladies and gents, is that we have to get organized. And we not only have to organize the way that we've done it in the past, in the 1960s, and some of the wonderful movements that we've seen recently in terms of examples of direct demonstration and direct action. But I want you to think about this. Your voice as an individual, if you go to your local elected official and he or she, listens to you and sits down and you explain to him or her all the issues and challenges that you're having in your community, whether it's lack of healthcare services, lack of job opportunities, police brutality, or whatever the social issues are, that may or may not have an impact. But if we organize as a community, if we realize that, wait a minute, issues that are affecting me are not just simply affecting me, but they're affecting my community, a larger community. If we can come together and actually organize around affirmatively furthering fair housing and educate ourselves on these documents, so that when we actually go to those public hearings, when we're having those community meetings and elected officials at the local and state level are interested in getting input from us as a community, that we're ready, that we're in a position that we're not speaking about uncertain things, but that we're speaking concretely about things that are impacting our community, and that we also can point to local and state government and say, wait a minute, you should know about these things because we're bringing them to your attention. And that's a part of the assessment of fair housing process, is that community participation is very important, so much so that actually if you don't have robust community participation in your assessment of fair housing at the local and state level, that can be grounds for the document to be rejected or not accepted, I should say. So it's that important. If HUD is putting a premium on that community participation, then we as a community need to understand that our fate is in our hands. And that fate in our hands could not be in better, more capable people than those who are living in those communities, those who know the good things about those communities and not just the challenges, but those who know that these communities are vibrant and communities that are worth caring about, and caring about us and caring about our children. So with that, I want to again just encourage you to watch this video. I'm encouraging you to get involved and engaged in your community and do everything that you can to affirmatively further fair housing.